It's time. The Royals are promoting Jac Caglianone. Let's discuss on Fantasy Baseball Today Express. Welcome into FBT Express and welcome to June. I am Frank Stanfield, joined by Chris Towers. The Royals are promoting Jac Caglianone, 22 years old, 6th overall pick in last year's draft. We've talked about him a ton, and for good reason. He hits the ball extremely hard this season in the minors, 323 batting average, 15 home runs, a 991 OPS, and he's only getting better as he's moved up the levels. 66% rostered on CBS. Chris, is Jac Caglianone a must-add where available?
Yes, not because I'm guaranteeing that he is going to be an impact player, because I can't do that. We've seen Nick Kurtz and Christian Campbell and a bunch of other prospects over the past couple of years who put up great numbers at AAA and didn't make it translate over to the major league level, at least not right away. And I think that is probably the likeliest scenario for Jac Caglianone, is that he is going to do some things really well. He's going to hit for power. He's probably going to be inconsistent. There could be some batting average struggles. That's probably the likeliest outcome. But the skill set is, if all comes together, potential superstar. Caglianone was the number 6 pick in last year's draft. Remember, he was a two-way player, very good athlete. He was a pitcher, so he's got a great arm. He hits the ball really hard. Average exit velocity so far at AAA, relatively small sample size, but it's like 95 miles per hour. That's really good. He's hit, I think he hit a 460-foot home run at one point. The skills are there. Now, there was some concern about the plate discipline, especially last season. He's been much better. This year, it's actually only a 20% strikeout rate, down to 16% in AAA. That's something that I think probably will creep up to more like 25%, just with, he's been an aggressive swinger in his career, high chase rates before AAA. I think that'll probably get exposed, but there is 35, 40 homer potential. He could be a Tyler O'Neill type. And that's probably not the best case scenario for Jac Caglianone. So definitely someone worth getting excited about. Clearly the top waiver wire target this week, if he's still available in your league.
Yeah, and we were talking on the full-length podcast where to slot Jac Caglianone into our first base rankings. We're looking in that 16 to 18 range right now, which puts him in good company. Jonathan Aranda, Ben Rice, and Jake Berger, names that we've talked about either a lot recently or just all season long. So very excited for Caglianone, who's only 24% rostered on Yahoo. So if you play there, he's widely available and should gain outfield eligibility as well. Let's get into some other news items from the weekend. All eyes are on Corbin Burnes, who left his start Sunday due to right elbow inflammation. He knew something was up immediately. He called to the dugout. He yelled in frustration. He will undergo an MRI on Monday. Obviously, you shouldn't expect to have him this week, Chris, and it could turn out to be a long-term absence.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know, reading the body language, that's not always going to be accurate, but he seemed like he knew it was a serious injury, at least by his initial reaction. Maybe that'll prove to be an overreaction, but it was not, there was not much question that Corbin Burnes was going to stay in the game. As soon as he threw the pitch, he gestures over the coach and our manager and training staff, and there was not much conversation on the mound. He said something about his elbow. So unfortunately, yeah, it does look like Corbin Burnes, if he misses 2 months, I think that would probably be a good sign at this point.
And if you do need sleeper pitchers for the upcoming week as a replacement, Lance McCullers, Shane Smith, Ryan Weathers, Hayden Birdsong, Michael Wacha, Luis Severino, Max Meyer, Tomoyuki Sugano, Landon Roop, and Jeffrey Springs. Those names are in order in the order that you should be targeting them. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be back right after this. Welcome back in FBT Express, going over the biggest news items from the weekend. And Chris, oops, the Astros did it again. It turns out Yordan Alvarez is dealing with a fracture in his hand that is only 60% healed. He'll be shut down from hitting until the fracture is fully healed. And this is eerily reminiscent to what happened last year with Kyle Tucker and the shin injuries, it's just, I don't know what's going on in Houston right now. It's a mess.
I'm not going to do what everyone who listened to the full episode thinks I'm going to do and freak out. If you want to hear a whole rant about the way the Astros have, I think, fairly clearly misplayed these situations, check it out. I don't understand how this happens. I don't understand how your best player has a fractured hand and you don't know about it and you have them doing batting practice. Like, it's been a month. I just don't understand how this could possibly happen. I guess it's more than halfway healed, so that's good. I have no idea what to make of this. Hopefully it's just a couple more weeks, but given the way the Tucker situation went, given the way this situation went, I don't know how you can be optimistic about it.
Apparently, Mookie Betts is dealing with a fractured toe, but expects to miss just a couple of days. He didn't play in any of the 3 games against the Yankees this weekend. Chris, do you start or sit Mookie Betts this week?
I'm inclined to sit him. He's been a little disappointing, as is this season. OPS down to 743 for the season. It was 738 in the month of May. Yeah, I think he has been iffy enough already that it's okay to sit him here.
What about Bryce Harper, who's missed 5 straight after getting hit by a pitch on his right elbow earlier in the week? Said he's feeling better and anticipates playing on Tuesday. Would you start Bryce Harper this week?
Yes, because he's optimistic about playing Tuesday, I'll start him.
All right, Cole Reagans made a rehab start at AA on Saturday. He got up to 62 pitches. We don't know for sure that he'll return this week. Could be activated Thursday. Do you risk it with Cole Reagans?
The fact that it's later in the week makes me a little iffy on that because, if it was like Tuesday, then that gives you a little more margin for error. But I'm a little iffy on this one. I think I would lean towards sitting.
All right, we did get some other prospect promotions. Going to quickly run through these, and you tell me if you're interested in adding any or all of these. The Mariners promoted their middle infield prospect, Cole Young. The Orioles were called Kobe Mayo with Ryan Mountcastle going on the IL. And then the Astros promoted both Jacob Melton and Shea Whitcomb. Were you looking to add any of those names this weekend?
I think all of them are pretty interesting. I think Cole Young is clearly at the top of the list. He's got a really good hit tool, great approach at the plate. It kind of reminds me a little bit of JP Crawford, actually, a guy who's, maybe hit 270, get on base a ton, but not going to like hit for 20 homers or, I'm hopeful that there's 20 stolen base upside. I think he's gotten to 23 in one of his minor league seasons, but his career high in homers is 11. I think if he has a 10-20 pace with a 275 batting average the rest of the way, that would be a pretty good outcome for Cole Young. And then I do want to mention Shea Whitcomb. Just the numbers over the past 2 seasons at AAA are bonkers. It's like 43 homers and 32 stolen bases. It didn't work when he got called up to the majors last year, but that's really impressive. So I want to see him get a chance here with the Astros. Shea Whitcomb.
Yeah, I think Whitcomb and Melton are just names for AL only for now, and let's see how much they play. Cole Young, any leagues that have a middle infield spot, obviously deeper formats, you can look at him. And then Kobe Mayo, I still think there's talent. I think there's power there, but it's mostly a deep league play. And
are they going to give him a chance? I don't know.
Look, with Ryan Mountcastle on the IL, the time is now. So we'll see if they actually do it. For more extensive fantasy baseball coverage, listen to our full-length podcast, Fantasy Baseball Today, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere else podcasts are found. Thanks for listening to Fantasy Baseball Today Express, and we will be back again tomorrow. Bye-bye.